मुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम अद्वैतमृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अहं त्वामनुसन्धामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमो अस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल अरविंद आयत पत्र नेत्र येन तव्या भारत तैल पूर्णः प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमया प्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताये तोत्र वेत्र एकपानये ज्ञान मुद्राये कृष्णाये गीता अमृत दुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदना पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर भोगता दुग्धम गीता अमृतम महत। वसुदेव सुतम देवम कंस चानूरमर्दनम देवकी परमानंदम कृष्णम वंदे जगद्गुरुम। भीष्म द्रोण तटा जयद्रथ जला गांधार नीलोत्पला शल्य ग्राहवती कृपेन वहने कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोरमकरा दुर्योधन अवर्तनी सोतीर्णा खलु पांडवै रन्नदी कवर्तका केशवा पाराशरे वत्सरोजमलं गीता अर्थगंधोटकम नानाख्यानक केसरम हरि कथा संबोधन अबोधितम लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरह रह पेपिये मानम मुदा भूयाद भारत पंकजम कलिमल प्रध्वंसी न श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघ्यते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे परमानंद माधवं। यं ब्रह्म वरुण इंद्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्ये स्तवे वेदैः साङ्गपद क्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगा ज्ञानवस्थे तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्य अन्तं न विदुः सुर असुर गणः देवाय तस्मै नमः। So any question on the last week's lesson, chapter 10? So that last week of the last chapter, the previous chapter, the information which was provided to us was that God is the substratum for this multiple world. Whatever we see around, what is the substratum? It's God. So many, all of them, everywhere, God. I exist because of God, you exist because of God. These plants exist because of God, and the mountains exist because of God. So nothing can exist without God. Now in this chapter, Vishwarup Darshan Yoga chapter, Arjuna wants to have a practical demonstration. He says, I do understand. Intellectually, I understand that you are everywhere. But I want to see it too, with my own eyes. It's almost like if we say, yeah, there's an Atma in a tree, we don't see it. So he says, I want to see it. Please demonstrate it to me. That everything is the substratum of everything is you, God. Okay, so Vishwarupa Darshan. So this chapter starts with the
Hersh, before you start, somebody using iPad raised their hand for a question.
Okay, all right. Any question?
Doesn't have a name there. Okay, maybe they're just not getting used to. Okay.
Yeah. So verse number 1. Actually, first few verses are spoken by Arjuna in this chapter. That's where he's showing his eagerness to really perceive this. Okay. So please repeat after me. I know you're all muted, so just in your own way, just try to recite after me, and maybe one or two people can be unmuted. Madanugrahe paramam
Madanugrahe paramam
Guhyam adhyatma sangitam
Goyam adhyatmam sangitam
Yat tavyaha uktam vachatena.
yat tavya uktam vachasa.
Sorry.
Yeah, yat tavya uktam vachatena. Okay. Moha ayam vigataha mama.
Moha ayam vigataha mam.
Mad anugrahe. Mad anugrahe means out of compassion towards me. Compassion. Anugraha is a compassion. Paramam, the highest. Guhyam, the secret. Adhyatma Sangitam, concerning the soul, the self, or the spirit. कहते हैं ना अध्यात्म ज्ञान. So Adhyatma Sangitam, so concerning the soul or the self. Yat means which, Tavya by you, Uktam, spoken, Vacha, the words, Ten, by that, Moh, delusion, I am this, Vigata, gone, Mam, my. So in this opening verse, Arjuna is expressing his complete satisfaction at the details regarding the glories of God, which were given in the last chapter. So he says, by this word of the highest secret, and again secret means profound, concerning the self, the soul or the God, which you have spoken out of compassion towards me, my delusion is gone. Okay? So I'm not deluded anymore. So he's confessing over here. So Arjuna is appreciating all the labor which Lord Krishna has put in to go through all the detail in the last chapter. But we know that removal of a delusion or a misunderstanding in itself is not the acquisition of the knowledge. So now the delusion is gone, but he is going to ask for further clarity. And mad anugrahe, out of compassion towards me. This mad anugrahe word has been used in the previous chapter also by Lord Krishna. He said, I am giving all this detail to you out of compassion for you. So you can look at in the verse number 11 in the last chapter, where Lord Krishna is using this word, mad anugrahe. Now continuation of this in the next verse. Bhav apyaho hi bhutanam Shrutau Vistrashaha Maya Tavtaha Kamal Patra Aksha
Vata Kamal Patra Aksha
Mahatamyam Api Cha Avyam
Mahatamyam Api Cha Avyam.
Bhav Apyo, that means the origin and the dissolution. Okay. So it's like a birth and the death, the creation and the dissolution. See, origin and dissolution. He means indeed Bhutanam, of beings. Shrutau, have been heard. Vistrasha, in detail. In Hindi we call it a Vistar se, right? Vistrasha, in detail. Maya, by me. Tavtaha, from you. Kamal Patra Aksha. Kamal Patra means, let's say, leaf of a lotus. Lotus flower. Aksh means the eye. So, oh, lotus-eyed. So he's calling Lord Krishna Kamal Patra Aksha. Yesterday we were talking about the beauty of the lotus flower. This example comes here again and again in the scriptures. Even the feet of our Guru, what we call Kamal Charan, lotus feet, right? Every form of God we see, either they are sitting on a lotus flower or they have a lotus in their hand. It represents beauty, purity, fragrance, grace. Okay, so, and all of it. So over here, Arjuna is calling Lord Krishna's eyes as lotus eyes. Mahatamyam, greatness. Api means also, cha means and, avyam, inexhaustible. Avyam. The origin and destruction of beings verily have been heard by me in detail from you, O lotus-eyed Krishna, and also your inexhaustible greatness. Because this is what he explained in the previous chapter. Okay, it is very natural in a discussion between the teacher and the student that student has to verbalize that whatever you are teaching me, it's sinking in. I accept it. So that teacher can further elaborate. So this is a tradition. Upanishads also, they follow that tradition, and Bhagavad Gita is the same way. So following this traditional method, Arjuna is trying to show Lord Krishna that one thing that he has completely understood, the main theme of the last chapter, and he has another thing, he's listening carefully too. And at the same time, he's requesting something more. If you have not understood the last lecture, how can you move on to the next one? That's why I always tell you to do little homework. It's not just attending this class for 1 hour. At least 1 hour or more you should be spending on your own also with this book. Just like when we went to school also, the regular studies we did. We went to the class, school, college, came home, studied again. Only then we became the better students. So the same thing applies over here too. So Arjuna is saying that origin and dissolution of beings and also your greatness, I have understood. But now the second part, he says, a doubt remains, which can be removed only by you. So over here, what he is saying that his intellect is convinced by the knowledge which he has gotten from his guru, but he's not fully satisfied with it. He wants more. So this particular verse is a preparation to meet such a demand from the student. If a student has done its part, then student can demand this from a teacher also. But if a student doesn't even understand what they have been taught and they just keep on demanding and demanding, then teacher also stops. But over here we'll see how Lord Krishna is further pouring and outpouring the Gyan to him. And that's exactly the same thing we see in Ashtavakra Gita also. King Janak, he practiced what he was supposed to practice, and then Rishi Ashtavakra kept giving him more and more. So it's not just the knowledge alone, but the grace also, kripa also. Okay? So the demand of the disciple is described in the following verse. Number 3. Evam etat yatha atat
Evam etad yatha
atatvam
tvam atmanam parameshwaram
tvam
atmanam
parameshwaram
parameshwaram
drashtum ichhami te
drashtum ichhami te
rupam aishwaram purushottam.
rupam
aishwaram
purushottam.
Evam means thus, etat means this, yatha as atat described or declared. Tvam you, atmanam yourself, Parameshwar the Supreme Lord. Drashtum to see, ichhami I desire. Te means your, rupam form, Aishwaram sovereign, Purushottam O Supreme Purush. Okay, so Parameshwaram, Purushottam, the same thing, different terms. So now Arjun says, O Supreme Lord, as you have thus described yourself, I wish to see your form divine, O Purushottam. So he just says that you said that I am there, I don't see you, and I want to see you. Your form, not the manifested form, but your form, God's form. Okay? Evam etat. That is like a very familiar idiom in our scriptures. Evam etat. That means so be it. So be it means I do understand what you are saying, but I want to see it. I'm not satisfied just by with the words alone. It's almost somebody says that that place is so beautiful. You say, yeah, I do believe you what you're saying, but I will like to see it with my own eyes also. So it's not a no doubt, but want to see it also. So intellectually it has been satisfactory, but he says, I want a demonstration also. And Ishwar, what is Ishwar? In our scriptures, this Ishwar, the Lord, when they talk about Lord, Ishwar, they also give us 6 qualities of a Ishwar too. Ishwar is he who is infinite, has infinite wisdom. Sarvgyata, Sarvagya, omnipotence, strength, that kind of a strength which nobody else has. And virtues also, Sarvaguna Sampanna, virtues. Splendor, the radiance which no other radiance has. The radiance to the sun or the moon or anything else we see, that's a God's given radiance. And then extreme dispassion also. Okay? So these are the 6 qualities: omnipotence, infinite wisdom, strength, virtue, splendor, extreme dispassion. Totally detached. Nirlep. So these are the 6 qualities. So when he calls him Parameshwar, he says, you are that. The qualities which the Shastra, the scriptures talk about. But in this verse, there's a hint of demanding. So he's almost demanding a demonstration. When he says, Drashtum ichamite, that this is my desire to see. I do believe, but I have a desire to see. So, but he immediately realizes that a student, a disciple cannot demand. Disciple can request, but not demand his guru. So that's why in the next verse, he's trying to smoothen his words a little. And we'll see that how. Number 4. Manyase yadi tat shakyam.
Manyase yadi tat shakyam.
Maya drashtum iti prabho.
Maya drashtum iti prabho.
Yogeshwar tata me tvam.
Yogeshwar tata me tvam.
Darshe atmanam avyam.
Darshe atmanam avyam.
Manyase, you think. Yadi, if you think. See how he is smoothing it? That means that shakyam, possible. Maya, by me. Drashtum, to see. Iti means thus, Prabho, O Lord. Yogeshwar, O Lord of yoga. Tataha, then, me means me. Tvam means you. Darshe, show. Atmanam, yourself. Avyam, imperishable. So Arjuna is saying, if you, O Lord, think it possible for me to see it, please, then, O Lord of Yoga, show me your imperishable self form. Okay? So it's like with a very dignified humility and pure reverence, he is requesting now. Okay. And by the term used here, Prabhu and Yogeshwar, it clearly indicates that Arjuna has come to feel that he is not, Lord Krishna is not just a mortal. He's not just a teacher. He's not just an ordinary guru. He is capable of giving him intellectual knowledge and spiritual knowledge also, and he can give the grace also to him. So he says, if you think it's possible for me to see your form, please help me. Okay, it's like a humble request of an earnest student. And this kind of a humble request from an earnest student, they say, never falls on deaf ears. If it's made to a true teacher. So Guru has to be the true, the student has to be fully qualified, and the way of requesting has to be humble also. So now if we want to see God everywhere, we got to sit in front of our temple, cry, make request. God will appear. And there have been examples after examples in our religious books, in every faith. Okay, but this cry has to be our cry from the heart. So in other words, Arjun says, intellectually my head does understand, but for my heart I need to see also. So this cry is from the heart. So there's no doubt in his mind that God is not everywhere, but he wants to see it. So the same kind of a urgency, if we have, same kind of a cry we have, God, I do believe you. You are in that statue which is sitting in my temple, or in a picture, or in a candle. How come I don't see you? You are there. Because there's no even a small atom or even a subatom, the smallest to the smallest particle, God says, I'm there. How come we don't see it? We don't even see it in a big one. So we got to look at that, have that kind of a cry. So let's see how Lord Krishna answers his dear friend and a dear student. Number 5. Pashye me partha rupani.
Pashyami
Pashyami
partha
Partha
rupani
Rupani
Shatisha ath sehersa.
Shatsha
Shatisha
Ath
atha
Sahasrasha
sahasrasha
Nana vidhani divyani.
Nana
Nana
vidhani
Vidhani Divyani
divyani
Nana varna akritini cha.
Nana
Nana
varna
Varnatinicha.
akriti cha.
Pashya means see also, behold also. Okay. So Pashya. Me means my, Parth is Arjuna, Rupani, forms. Shat Shaha, by hundreds. At means and, Sahasrasha, by thousands. Nana Vidhani, of different sorts. Divyani, divine. Nana Varna Akritini, of various colors and shapes. See, Varna is the color, Akriti is the shape. Nana means many, countless. Cha means and. So Lord Krishna is saying, behold, O Partha, my forms by hundreds and thousands of different sorts and divine of various colors and shapes. So he says, they're all there. Behold, look at it. They're everywhere. But unfortunately, the instrument of perception was not tuned up for the object of his investigation. So it's not that Lord Krishna is creating the forms. Lord Krishna is going to tell him that it's all there, but your instrument is not tuned up. So he's not bringing it out, He's only giving him the proper or tuning up his instrument. It's almost like if we want to see something, whether up there with a telescope or whether we want to see something with a microscope. So it is up there, but we don't see it because we don't have a proper calibration of the telescope or the microscope. So this is exactly what Lord Krishna is going to tell Arjuna. He says, first he says, behold, see, it's right there. Okay. So now in the next verse, he's going to mention all those different forms in a nutshell, which he explained in the last chapter. Okay. He says, Pashe Adityan Vasoon Rudran
Pashya
Adityan Vasoon Rudran
Ashvino Marutaha Tatha
Ashvino Marutaha Tatha
Bahune Adrishta Purvane
Bahuni Adrishta Purvani
Pashe Ashcharyani Bharat.
Pasya Ashcharyani Bharata.
Pashe, again, behold, Adityan, the Adityas. You remember in the last chapter, we learned about those, the sons of Aditi. Okay. How many were they? 12. 12 Adityas. Vasoon, the 8 Vasus. We learned about these Vasus also. And I told you that there are 8 Vasus: land, water, fire, air, space, sun, moon, and stars. Vasoon. They constitute the gross structure of the universe. And in the last chapter, he says, I am the Agni in them, because Agni is the most prominent, gives the warmth to all of them. Vasun or Vasus. Rudran, the 11 Rudra. And he said, among the Rudra, you remember the different names of Lord Shiva? Ashvino. We did not, this is one thing he did not mention in the last chapter. Ashwin Kumar, the twin Ashwini Kumars, horsemen twins they are called. And it is like those angels, they go to serve the God's devotee wherever there's a need and despair. Ashwin Kumar, like angels flying on the horses, divine horses. Maruta. Marutas are 49 types of Maruts. And in Bhagavad Puran, Monday we study Bhagavad Puran, you'll see the story about the Maruts. Maruts are the sons of Aditi also. Diti, not Aditi. Aditi is the Aditya. Maruts were born after the death is the Maruts, 49. And symbolically, they are like a thunderstorm and the lightning and the wind, Maruts. Katha means also. Bahuni, many. Adrisht Purvani, never seen before. Pashyasi, Ashcharyani, wonders. Bharat, that is for Arjuna. Okay. He belonged to a Bharat dynasty. Okay. I am going to make a flow chart. I think Sonia requested that. Sonia, I am working on it and you'll have it soon. The whole chart, several generations of the Kurus. Okay. So Bharat is part of that, King Bharat. Behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the 2 Ashwin Kumars, and also the Maruts. Behold many wonders never seen before, O Arjuna. What he's saying, anything else also which you want to see, which was never seen or which I never mentioned also. Whatever you want to see, you'll be able to see because it's all there. It's all there. Okay. Now he says, Ihi ekstam jagat kritsnam
Ekstam
Jagat Krishnam
Pashe adhe sachar achram
Pashe
Pashe
Adhe
Adhe
Sachar
Sachar
Acharam
Acharam
Mam dehe gudakesh.
Mama dehe kudakesh.
Yat cha anyat drashtum ichhasi.
Yat cha anyat drashtum ichhasi.
Yeah, ichhasi. Ichhasi means desire. Ichha. Ih means in this. That means here. Ek satham. Centered in one. Like a concentrated. Jagat, the universe. Kritsnam, which. Pashya, behold. Adhe, now. Sachar, achar. Moving and unmoving. So sachar means moving. Char means moving. And achar means non-moving. Mam means my, dehe, body. Gudakesh, that is for Arjun. Yat means that, cha means and, anyat other, drashtum to see, ichhasi you desire. He says, now behold, O Gudakesh, in this body, that the whole universe centered in one, including the moving and the unmoving, and whatever else you desire to see. Okay, something which I did not mention or something which is not known to you before, but now you think of looking at something else, try to see that too. It's all there. There's nothing which is outside of God. So that's why I told you last time also, this chapter is about many in one. Last chapter was, it's just like that one in many. Okay, so this is like everywhere, it's a God's body. And he says that you will see it all in me. Ek satham. Seated in that one. And he says, Mam dehe. This is my body. The whole universe or many universes or whatever there is, this is all my body. Entire universe, including both the moving and the unmoving. And Lord Krishna is again sharpening the enthusiasm of Arjuna, because Arjuna wanted to see. So he is even just adding it in there that you can see something else also. Anything else that you desire to see. And we all know that Arjuna at this point was preoccupied with the particular problem of life. And his anxiety was naturally to see the peep into the future. Because sometimes we wonder that why, because if we have studied Bhagavad Gita, we know that he will look at the future also. Some people question that why did Lord Krishna show him the future? Because Lord Krishna promised him that whatever you want to see, I'll show it to you. So in Arjun's mind, he wanted to see what will happen if I wage this war. So that's why the future also was shown to him. Okay, so this verse is very, it's like a where Lord Krishna is giving him the full freedom to see whatever you want to see. Okay, now let's look at what else Lord Krishna says. Number 8, Na tu mam shakyase drashtum
Na tu mam shakyase drashtum.
Anena eva swachakshusha
Anena eva swachakshusha.
Divyam dadami te chakshu
Divyam dadami te chakshu.
Pashye me yogam ashvrama.
Pashe me yogam aishwaram.
Na means not, tu means but, mam means me, shakya say you can. Drashtums to see, anen with this. Ev means even, swa chakshusha. Swa means your own. Chakshu is the eyes. So together it means with eyes, your own eyes. That means this physical eyes. Divyam, divine, dadami, I gave. Te means you, chakshu, the eyes. Pashye, behold, me means my, Yogam, yoga, Aishwaram, lordly. So, very strong statement Lord Krishna is making over here. But you are not able to behold me with these your own eyes. Even though I'm here, everything is here. But with these eyes, you cannot see. These are material eyes. I give you the divine eyes. Behold my lordly yoga. Yog Ashram. So it's like a out of compassion to a student of that caliber, Arjun got the divine eyes. And sometimes you wonder why Arjun got it. Because he deserved it. He did a lot of tapasya in the past lives. If you know anything about the avatars, sitting with Lord Krishna as a Nar and Narayan, he did the austerities, the tapasya for thousands and thousands of years. This was not his first birth. That's what Lord Krishna said in the previous chapters. There have been many births for you and me also. I remember them all. You don't. So it was not just given, this divinity was given to him just like that. He deserved it. That's why they say that we get what we deserve, not what we desire. Because we desire everything, but got to deserve it. Okay? So, but you are not able to behold me with these your own eyes. I give you the divine eyes. Behold my lordly yoga. Ordinary things we can see with ordinary eyes. But special things, we need special instruments. To see something divine, we need divine eyes. It's almost like if somebody gives you a poem written on a piece of paper, sure you can read it if you know the language. We need to know the knowledge of the alphabet only to read it. But to understand its subtler beauty, or in order to do the comparative study with other similar poems, we need a mastery of the mind. Need the mastery. For that, you have to work a little hard. Similarly, to see the one in the many is the work of a heart soaked with faith. But to perceive the many in the one, we need, besides the heart, we need education also, the intellect also, but at the same time, grace also. So this is what he's giving him, the grace. So that the faculty to perceive, the faculty to know is clearer for him. Okay? So he's granting him the spiritual vision. That is the act of grace by the Supreme Lord. With this grace, Lord Krishna is adding his divine eye to Arjun's eyes, to Arjun's material eyes. This is the connection. He is adding his divine mind to the material mind. And he is adding his divine intellect to the material intellect. And this is what grace is. Okay? To this physical body, but in the physical body, connecting it with the divinity. And that's what he says, Yog Ashwaram. The supreme yogic power. This is a Yoga Ashwaram, supreme yogic power. This particular yogic power was mentioned by Lord Krishna earlier also. You can look at it in chapter 7, verse 12, chapter 9, verse 4 also. You can go back and study. And what was chapter 9? Anybody remember chapter 9, the name of it?
Bhuti Yoga?
No, chapter 9.
Raj
Raj Vidya Raj Guha Yoga. And what was chapter 7? Anybody? Huh?
Gyan Vigyan.
Gyan Vigyan. Very good. Yeah, you should know serial wise also. You should know backward also. And then you should know, right? Before sleeping at night, if you cannot sleep, just start going through the names of the chapters. You'll fall asleep pretty soon. Right? I'm sure Nana does that.
I guess then you get more, you have to get up and read those chapters.
That's okay too. That's okay too. It's good to get up to do that.
Yeah.
Yogis, they stay awake
Thank
when
you.
everybody else is sleeping. Okay. Sometimes that is the best time,
Yeah.
right? To connect with that divinity. So, but this is that's in this particular verse, Lord Krishna is clearly telling us that these materialize, because if we don't see God out there, that means that we are trying to see God with these materialize. We got to respect God for the divine eyes. Okay, just like you gave those divine chakshu to Arjuna, please give it to us too. We will do whatever it takes. How long it takes. We should not demand that, Lord Krishna, I've been doing it for a week now. How come I don't have those? How long it takes doesn't matter, as long as we just believe that God will give it to us and they are available and God is there in front of us. So the faith is needed too. Okay, so you are not able to behold me with these eyes. I give you the divine eyes, behold my lordly yoga. So that's all he said. And now the scene is shifting to Hastinapur. And we know who is in Hastinapur. Sanjay the charioteer and the blind king Dhritarashtra. So this is in a very clever way, Rishi Vyasa, he's telling us that later on in after a few verses that Arjun is seeing everything, but before Arjun saw or Arjun is seeing, Sanjay is saying it too. Because Sanjay started telling this to Dhritarashtra, the blind king. With this, wow, the divinity is everywhere. I can see. Because Arjun is seeing that. But it's not the Arjun and Sanjay, only two people are seeing. There are other people who are seeing it too. Another person is Rishi Vyasa. Because Rishi Vyasa was not in the Hastinapur and he was not in the battlefield. How did he see and heard everything? He was sitting in the jungles, meditating. And I'm sure he was not the only one. There were many other yogis over there watching and listening to this Lord Krishna's discourse to Arjuna. And in the battleground alone, we know that Bhishma Pitama, he was shushing and hushing Duryodhan. Don't speak. Let me listen at least. These words of Krishna. Because he knew what Krishna was, who he was, what kind of a powers he had. Okay, so let's do this number 9 and we'll stop it here because it's almost 11:30 and is Urmil on today?
Yes, she's here.
She's here? Okay, all right. So after that, Urmil is going to recite Mother's Day poem for us. She has spent the whole week writing it, so we would like to see what she has written. Okay, so let's look at what Sanjay is saying. So we'll stop it at 9 then. Evam uktva tatah rajan
एवम् उक्त्वा तथा राजन्
Mahayogeshwara Hari
महायोगेश्वरा हरि
Darshyamas Parthaye
दर्शयामास पार्थाय
Paramam Rupam Aishwaram.
परमं रूपम ऐश्वरम.
So this is Sanjay saying to whom? To Dhritarashtra. So evam means thus, uktva having spoken, tataha then, Rajan, O king. Mahayogeshwar, the great lord of yoga. Hari. Hari is the name for God. Darshyamas, showed. Parthai, to Parth. Paramam, supreme. Rupam, form. Aishwaram, lordly. Having thus spoken, O king. So O king is for Dhritarashtra. So he is a king and Sanjay is a charioteer. So he is saying, having thus spoken, O king, the great lord of yoga, Hari, showed to Parth his supreme form as the lord of the universe. So after Lord Krishna gave Arjun a hint as to what he should expect, so Sanjay saw it simultaneously as Arjun is seeing it too. But Rishi Vyas very cleverly trying to paint a picture over here, the mental attitude of Sanjay. He had, even though he worked for Dhritarashtra, but inwardly he has all the sympathies towards the great Pandava brothers. He knew who is on the path of righteousness. So over here for God also, see, for his king, he's just using it the term O king. For God, Mahayogeshwar, the great lord of yoga. And Hari means a person, a personality who maintains the champions of truth by destroying the powers of falsehood. Hari, Harlena. And that is for Lord Krishna. So he can get rid of all the falsehood. So with Sanjay's words, we can see that scene has shifted towards the Hastinapur, and Sanjay is informing Dhritarashtra that the great Lord of Yoga showed to Arjuna supreme Ishwar form. And then our next few verses, Sanjay is going to explain what Arjun is saying, and then Arjun will come into the picture and he will describe what he is seeing, and it's exactly the same. Okay, so we'll just end it over here and we'll start with the verse number 10 next week.
हर्ष जी हरि की definition repeat कर दो please.
Hari ki definition, full definition is the one who maintains the champions of truth by destroying the powers of falsehood. Okay. So that's why Sanjay is indicating Lord Krishna as Hari. Okay. So it's not just only destroying the falsehood, but why destroying this falsehood? Because he wants us to stay on the path of the truth. Okay. So it's like that's why getting rid of the negativity from us and cultivate the positivity also. See, there's a tradition at our ashram, Yog Sadhana ashram. For our birthdays, for anniversaries, we take a little pledge. In that pledge, we say that in this coming year, I'll try to get rid of my bad habits and I'll cultivate the good habits. Both are needed, right? Get rid of the flaws, add the goodness. So that's what Hari is. Hari helps us. Hari is that power of God which helps us to stick to the truth and get rid of the falsehood. Okay, very strong word, Hari. Hari. Okay, is that clear, Niru? Okay, now let's Urmil's poem. After that, we'll do the Shanti part. So keep everybody muted. Just unmute Urmilji and Urmil, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure to listen to you and your compositions. It's always a pleasure. Okay. Right.
Thank you for the opportunity. You always encourage me and motivate me, and I sit down and I write. I say, Hersh has told me to do it, so I have to do it whether I can or not. So
you always do it. So. Thank you.
No wonder I did the Gita. And before I read my poem, I'm sure many of you have read the email we got from Mr. Mani Sharma last night or this morning. And he has reminded us that the ashram, which we are not visiting these days, is still standing there and is still sending us the bills. And in order to continue to support the physical part of the ashram, if any of you think of the ashram, please send an offering. It's not compulsory. We continue to enjoy the Zoom classes, which are just fascinating. But if you can send an offering, they'll appreciate it. You go on the website of Yog Sadhana Ashram, the address is there. The address is also in Mani Sharma's email. And of course, for those who find charging very easy, click on donate and go forward and donate that way also. Do what your heart tells you, and just a humble reminder. And now it's like they skip the ad and get to the point. So here I go. This is for the moms who are not with us and are in heaven. And I think many of you will be able to relate with that. I could have picked up any aspect of the mother, but I picked up my mom who's in heaven. It is Mother's Day today, and you are so far in heaven, heaven, heaven. Oh, how I miss your selfless, tender, loving care, given, given, and given. I cuddled in your lap and shared my childlike complaints. You listened to them patiently, knowing that they were mundane. I mumbled and grumbled about my sister not sharing the doll. Lovingly, you told her, learn to share. She's your sister after all. It is Mother's Day today, and you are so far in heaven, heaven, heaven. Oh, how I miss your selfless, tender, loving care, given, given, and given. When I had cramps and pain, you massaged me oh so gently. You softly sang a lullaby until I dozed off comfortably. If ever I was wheezy or queasy, you would rush me to the doctor. You panicked. Oh my God, what happened to my darling daughter? Mom, it's Mother's Day today, and you are so far in heaven, heaven, heaven. Oh, how I miss your selfless, tender, loving care, given, always given, and given. Ma, you sure are my creator, cause of my strength, and best of moms. No one can replicate the warmth I felt when wrapped in your arms. I have not found another soothing and satiating shoulder ever since you died. Since then, my emotions froze. I have not shed tears, and I have not cried. Mom, it is Mother's Day today, and you are so far in heaven. Oh, how I miss your tender, loving care, given, given, and given. Today, I just want to tell you how much I love you, even though we are far apart. I love my family and friends, but you have a distinct place in my heart. Mom, I brought you some pink roses and a cup of your choicest hot chai. Ma, you must have sent me hugs that are stirring me up, now making me cry.
Beautiful.
Very nice, very nice.
Really good.
Very beautiful.
Love you, Urmilji. Wonderful.